In this lesson, I am going to take you through steps that you need to follow in order to come up with a successful product. Also, I am going to discuss why it is important to continuously develop new products. The steps in the new product development process are: number 1, idea generation; number 2, idea screening; number 3, concept development; number 4, business analysis; number 5, product development; number 6, market testing; number 7, product development again; number 8, commercialization and launch. Idea generation is the starting point, and idea generation is simply about you getting as many ideas as you can. These ideas could come from customers, they can come from competitors. For example, car makers buy other competitors' products and they break down the car and do reverse engineering to determine where improvements have been made. That is a way of getting ideas. You also get ideas from the newspapers, you get ideas from the internet, and also you can get ideas from nature. Ideas can also be obtained from your internal members of staff, especially those in customer service and those that are in sales. They meet with customers more often and therefore they get what customers tell them compared to those people that are working in the finance department. That, however, does not mean that the people in finance should be excluded. At this point of collecting ideas, it is important to be open-minded and collect as many ideas as possible. Once you have collected enough ideas, you need to sit down and look at each one of those ideas and weigh them against specific criteria. This process is what is known as idea screening. Some people ask, is the first step related to the second step? Can they be one and the same step? The answer is yes. You can make idea screening as number 2 if you wish. And also, if you wish, you can make idea screening and idea generation as one and the same point, the point of which could be idea generation and idea screening. The truth is, some ideas are bad, some ideas are irrelevant, and some ideas simply are unattainable. For example, someone may say, Zanako, since you have got a wide ATM distribution system, why can't you start selling popcorns at each one of those particular ATM locations? Zanako is not in the business of selling popcorns, and therefore that idea does not fit into the reasons why the business exists. Ideas must be such that they are compatible with the already existing business portfolio. Unless a company is looking at expanding its product range, then can such ideas be welcome. Otherwise, compatibility is one of the variables you'd need to use when you're weighing and sieving out ideas. After you have weighed out the ideas that may not be possible, ideas that may not be compatible with your business, ideas that may be irrelevant, ideas that may not be good, you then need to come up with what is known as concept development. The truth is, this is where most of us fail. We have ideas and we share with others of how we can do well with a restaurant, how we can do well with a business in transportation, but when it comes to the concept, this is where we have challenges. But it shouldn't be like that. As long as you are clear in the product development journey, step number 3, which is concept development, should also be an easy step. Simply put, The concept is a package which contains detailed information about the various aspects of what you are proposing as a product. Number one, it could be the variations of the product. Number two, the pricing of that product. Number three, the distribution strategies that will be adopted for the particular product. Number four, the technology that will be used to develop the particular product. The technology that will be used on and around the product. Number five, supply chain. Where are you going to get the raw material? It is such which is included in concept development. What happens next is that the concept will need to be subjected under what is known as business analysis. The concept must be seen, looked at, and understood from different perspectives. It could be from the perspective of finance, from the perspective of operations, from the perspective of human resources, from the perspective of transportation or logistics. It must be looked at holistically. A product should not be one when it is developed, it only satisfies one area of a business. It must satisfy all the different areas of a business, because an organization is a system and each one of its functions are interconnected. Indeed, they are related. And therefore, when it comes to concept development, it is important that all the information is readily available and packaged comprehensively. Before we proceed, here is a quick review. Step number one, idea generation. Step number two, idea screening. Step number three, concept development. And step number four, business analysis. These four have already been covered. The fifth point at which we are is the point of product development. The development of the product at this particular stage, however, is that it is on a small scale basis. A business will not and should not, and you as an individual should not go ahead and make products in bulk without first coming up with a sample of the product. At this particular stage of the new product development process, the stage of product development, what you do as a business is to come up with a small version of your product which is going to be subjected to the next step. Market testing is the step that follows new product development of the prototype. Prototype being a small version of your product that you may intend to produce on a large scale. But first, the product must be subjected to customers, and this is what is known as market testing. You are going to find out from the customers what they feel about the product, what improvements the customers would recommend, what the customers have to say about the price of the product, what the customers have to say about the product and its compatibility to products that already exist, what the customers have to say about your product and how different it is from what they already have, or indeed what competitors have to offer. Market testing is about analyzing, getting information to assess the acceptability of the product. It can be suicidal for a business to invest so much money into a product that may not make it through the market testing stage. And therefore, the market testing stage is an important stage. After market testing, the business may take the product and take it through again a process called product development. At this particular point of this particular process, two things are going to happen. Number one, the company is going to make adjustments to the product according to the input that customers and other stakeholders gave. And number two, the product is going to be produced on a large scale. This is the difference between the product development that was earlier explained and the product development that applies here. The first product development process was to produce a product as a prototype for the basis of testing. At this particular stage, product development is us making the product on a large scale. After the product has been made available on a large scale, it is then important for a business to commercialize the product. And this applies if the business exists to make profit. The questions the business should be answering are: number one, what are the costs involved in making this product? And number two, how much are we going to charge for this particular product? This whole consideration is what is known as commercialization. A business coming up with figures that are going to help it to be able to account for resources and also enable the business to be able to generate revenue from the sales. With the stage of commercialization done, it is now important for the business to launch the product. And launching a product simply means making noise that the product exists. This could be through sponsorships, it could be through advertising, it could be through sales promotions, and indeed, it can be through public relations. And that is it. Those 8 steps that have been presented are steps in the new product development process. If you would like more of these lessons, I would like us to chat. Send me a message to the WhatsApp number 0966 930 260. I will see you in the next lesson, which is going to focus on pricing.